This final unit will focus more on the personality trait of conscientiousness and also the importance of self-regulation. Self-regulation is known to be a personality trait that is important for one's personal functioning. It is important in producing socially desirable and moral behaviors, or to achieve a goal. It controls for thinking, like whether you are able to concentrate on my videos now. It controls your emotions, like whether you are able to control your emotions in an adaptive way based on the context. And it controls for impulses, like whether you are able to lose weight or reduce sugar intake. And finally, it controls performance, whether you have the perseverance to keep working hard even when you are tired. Research on self-regulation was based on early works on the concept called delay of gratification. This is being able to reduce current temptations in order to work toward a larger reward later on. Please follow the video link to watch a test called the Marshmallow Test. After watching the video, do you think you are able to delay the marshmallow at first in order to get 2 marshmallows? So preschoolers who delayed eating the marshmallow are found to have better results later on. So during adolescence, they are able to perform better academically, being more able to handle stress and frustration, and are less likely to have obesity issues. And 30 years later, they have better health status and relationship with others. So what may influence a child's marshmallow eating behavior? Researchers have looked into this. So the first reason is that sometimes we don't know whether the child likes the marshmallow or not. So this is a confounding variable that may influence their decision. And second, it was known that whether the child is surrounded or raised by trustworthy adults may also influence their eating behavior. When watching the video, we observed that some children utilize different strategies to delay eating the marshmallow. So the first strategy is distancing method. So this is physical distancing. Children may cover their eyes or shift their attention away in order to wait for longer. So when the marshmallows were present, their waiting time was shorter. But when the marshmallows were not here, they are able to wait for a much longer of time. And another form of distancing is called psychological distancing. So this is to distract themselves by singing a song or view marshmallows as clouds rather than food. So these are 2 types of distancing method. You might be curious to find out whether there are any downsides associated with too much self-control. And overall, research didn't find any support for this. So the more self-control is the better. However, being clinically over-controlled can reduce your overall happiness and could miss out on the pleasures of life, and may lead to perfectionistic behaviors and have a hard time winding down. Now, I would like to share some effective self-regulation strategies. So for self-regulation to be effective, there are 3 parts involved. The first one is to set standards. For example, if you are trying to lose weight, you should set a standard on how much weight you want to lose. The second step is monitoring. This is to keep track of your behavior. And the final one is the capacity to change, and whether you have the willpower to change. Regular engagement and self-control can build one's willpower. So we say that self-regulation and self-control are not fixed-term personality traits. So it can be improved by setting goals using the if-then strategy. So for example, if I encounter a situation, then I will perform what behavior or goal. The then is designed to plan for future or potential failure. For example, if you want to lose weight, when you receive the dessert menu, then you should plan on how you would answer. So for example, you will answer no thank you. So even if goals can't be achieved, that then can help you provide a direction on how you want to avoid the behavior. The second tip is to make inhibitory and initiatory plans. For the inhibitory, it is what you don't do instead, so don't order dessert when you are losing weight. And for an initiatory, it is what you can do instead. When you want to eat fried potato chips, you could eat carrots. It is an alternative to a crunchy snack instead. The third and fourth tip is to apply some learning techniques. For the third one is to apply operant conditioning. For example, if an alarm clock will donate money to a charity you hate whenever you hit the snooze button, you will get up as soon as you can, wouldn't you? And for the fourth one is to apply classical conditioning. So aversion therapy has been used to treat alcohol dependence. So people may administer a drug that causes vomiting when a person drinks. So forming a paired association between alcohol and vomiting will diminish the craving for alcohol later on. And the final tip is the importance of making a connection to your future self. So if you are studying hard for right now, you are aiming towards a better grade later on. So you are not actually depriving yourself now, but you will be rewarding yourself later. Finally, I will end the video here by presenting some of the research aims in personality research. So to understand how people differ and what causes people to differ, and how does nature and nurture plays a role in our personality. Understanding how personality traits may play a role in our behavior, and to design new methods to identify personality traits in a valid and reliable way, and to identify what traits are associated with positive outcomes and functioning, and whether we can promote these traits. And finally, to identify treatment targets and prevention programs if we know that some personality traits will lead to more adaptive outcomes. Thank you for watching this video.